Good morning to all
Yes,
of you.
sir.
So, kindly mute yourself from where the disturbance is there. So, whenever you will be allowed to ask the question, then you may ask and by unmuting yourself. So, right now, kindly mute yourself. Okay. So, today, what we are going to do, we are just going to study the chemistry. Okay. In the last Saturday, I was discussing about the metals and non-metals, and we have gone through basically the difference between the metals and non-metals. Let's have some quick revision or quick recap on metals and non-metals difference. Okay, then we'll come to the reaction of metals with certain things like water, oxygen, acids, and all those things. We'll discuss, and we'll see the how the metal oxides and the non-metal oxide varies. Means what are their chemical properties? What experiment we can do to means find out the difference between the metal oxide and non-metal oxide and their hydroxides. Okay, so we have discussed that metals means if you are talking about the physical state, metals are generally in a solid except means mercury. Okay, mercury is at a means mercury is liquid at a room temperature, and we have discussed so far non-metals exist in form of the solid, liquid, and gases. We have discussed these things. And if you are talking about the luster property, so metals have a shining surfaces, so it have a certain exception as well. We have gone through, and we have also studied that non-metals are non-lustrous, except the your graphite and iodine. Okay. So we have also studied about the hardness. Metals are generally hard except your sodium and mercury, and non-metals are soft in nature except your diamond. Okay. So if you are talking about the malleable, so metals are the malleable except your basically mercury, because mercury is your is in a liquid state. And if you are talking about the non-metals, they are brittle in nature. So if apply the force, they will break down into small parts. And if you are talking about the ductility, so yes, metals are the ductile. Ductile means what? They can be converted into wire. Okay, but non-metals are not ductile. They lack malleability property. Okay, and we have also gone through the melting and boiling point. So the melting and boiling point of the metals are quite high, except your alkali metals. Okay, and the non-metals have a low melting and boiling point, except your graphite. Graphite having a basically the melting point is nearly 2600 degrees Celsius. And then we have studied about the density. So metals are of high density and non-metals are of low density. And there are certain exceptions. We have gone through that. And if you are talking about the solubility, so metals are soluble in any solvent, and sometimes it is not soluble in some solvent. And in the similar manner, non-metals are also there. They are sometimes soluble in some solvent, and they are not soluble in some solvents. Okay. So the last topic we were discussing about the thermal conductivity. So metals are basically a good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. These are the good conductor of heat and electricity. But non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. So these things we have discussed. Earlier we have discussed. Okay. So what we are going to discuss first, we are going to discuss the reaction of metals with your basically water. Okay, so we'll see what happen in case of the reaction of metals with water. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen and going to write on that. Okay, so coming to that, reaction of metals with water, or you can say H2O. Okay, So if you are talking about reaction of metals with water, so you can see whenever metal used to react with this H2O, then they used to form the metal hydroxide. Metal hydroxide along with H2 gas. Okay, so sometimes metal hydroxide or sometimes it forms the metal oxide. So both things happens. Okay, we'll see it. Okay, we'll see the examples where these metals are going to form the metal hydroxide and metal oxide. Okay, before that, in your class 10 syllabus, you should know about the reactivity series. So for the reactivity series, we'll have a formula to learn the reactivity series. So what is that formula? You know about this? This is your potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, okay, zinc, ferrous, or means you can say iron, means you can say stannum and Pb and hydrogen. This is copper, Hg, this is Ag, Au, and Pt. So how you can learn this one? So let's see how we can learn these things, the reactivities. So it can be learned as Kedar, Nath, Ka, Mali, Alu, Zara, Fika, Sa, Pakata, Hai. Okay, so how you will learn? Kedar, Nath का माली, आलू, जरा, फीका, सा, पकाता है. फिर आप कहेंगे दिल से हाई कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट है, आपका. Okay, so you can learn in this way. How you can learn? So K for Kedar, this is also your potassium, na? Okay, and N is your, you know, the sodium is there. So this is Nath, and this is your calcium, and this is magnesium, and this is aluminium. This is your iron. Okay, you can see now. And this is your stannum, that is your tin. And this is your lead. This is your hydrogen. And this is and this is your mercury. Is it clear or not? This is silver. Okay, and this is your gold. Then this will be your platinum. Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
how you can learn the series? You will learn like this: Kedarnath ka mali, आलू जरा फीका सा पकाता है, और फिर हाई कोर्ट है आपका. Now you can say with me. What you will say? मेरे साथ बोलिए आप लोग. केदारनाथ का माली आलू जरा फीका सा पकाता है, हाई कोर्ट है आपका. In this way, you can learn the whole reactivity series. You can learn or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the formula. Okay, this is one of
बहुत अच्छा है सर, बहुत अच्छा है.
yes.
ये भी बहुत अच्छा है.
तो याद करने कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी.
Yes, केदारनाथ का माली आलू जरा फीका सा पकाता है, हाई कोर्ट है आपका. Okay.
Yes.
अब
ओके सर.
what we'll do here, we'll do the reactions of each and every metals present here in the reactivity series with water. तो इसी तरीके से you have to learn all the reaction for these metals. Okay, for these metals you have to learn everything. Okay, so coming to the next page. So have you written this one? Have you written this one? Should I move ahead?
यस सर.
Reaction of metals with water. Okay, so you know there is a very interesting story for each and every element. So I will be going through each and every element. So I'm just writing here what are Mali, Pika,
ऐसे
है को आई को है आपका एजी
केदारनाथ का माली
पीटी
आलू जरा फीका सा
सो वहाँ से
आता
पीडी होगा सर.
पीडी पीडी
सल्फेट का.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So no, you can yes, this will be the lead PB. Yes,
ऐसे वही बोल रहा हूँ सर. वही एड
PT platinum.
प्लेटिनम.
Yeah, that's fine. So now you can see these elements, these first two, when used to react with H2O, what will happen in this case? Let's see it. When these reacts, so first will form your K
वाटर
and NO
KOH NOH
H2 plus H2 along with heat. These are the exothermic reaction. What are they? These are the exothermic reaction, and this water is, you know, this is cold water. What is this? This is a cold water. So once remember, there is a lots of heat produced, and due to this heat liberated
अभी तुम्हारा बहुत टाइम है. ये बताओ.
sodium and potassium catches the fire, and once it catches the fire, it produces the purple flame. It will produce purple flame, and the flame of this, the sodium, will be your, you can say, golden yellow flame. Golden yellow flame. So what will happen in these cases? You should just remember, these are the most reactive elements. What they? The sodium and potassium are the most reactive element. When they used to react with water, they used to form the hydroxide, that is a potassium hydroxide and the sodium hydroxide, and they used to liberate the hydrogen along with heat, and this heat will cause the combustion of sodium and potassium. Due to this, the sodium and potassium will catch the fire, and if they catches the fire, then there will be the purple flame if potassium burns. Please do not write. It's humble request to you. Otherwise, you will be punished, you know. So, when the potassium burns, then it forms the purple flame, and when this sodium burns, then it forms the golden yellow flame. So what happens? I'm just repeating you can that please do not write. Please do not write. Then why people are just doing these things? So you can do one thing. You can write one thing. What is that? These used to floats in water. This potassium and sodium. These floats in water. And now you can write how they catches the fire. Heat liberated. Heat liberated during reaction of sodium or potassium with water. Water is so high. That's why the sodium and potassium catches fire on surface of water. So one thing you should remember, have you ever seen the magic? Some people used to show the magic when we will throw certain things on a water, there will be the fire. So these are the basically sodium and potassium. So due to the high reactivity of sodium and potassium, these sodium and potassium are kept in a kerosene oil so that they cannot be in contact with oxygen or moisture. Otherwise, they will catch the fire. Okay, so this is the case of the sodium and potassium. To have written these things, please don't underline what I am writing. If you will do like this, I will stop taking the class. Okay. Please erase what we have did. Who has done this? What you people are doing? No, from the next time I will be taking the class on board only, whether it should be visible or not. I don't care for this. Okay, you people are not a good guy. You are just a foolish persons. Despite of saying many times, but you are just ignoring my things and doing the same mistakes each and every time. So this is all about your sodium and potassium. Now coming to the calcium. So calcium, it's also react with cold water, this H2O. When it reacts with, this is also your cold water. When this react, this also form the calcium hydroxide. This forms the calcium hydroxide along with H2. So when calcium hydroxide means or calcium react with water, it forms the calcium hydroxide and along with H2. So initially you can just write down here, initially calcium sinks in water. ये डूब जाता है, sinks in water, but when H2 hydrogen gas produces in water, it comes with H2 on surface of water. On surface of water. Now you can understand that these sodium and potassium used to float on the surface of water, and when calcium reacts with cold water, it forms the calcium hydroxide and hydrogen is produced, and this is also exothermic but not so violent. So these are the violent reaction. Means what? What means most of the heat will be produced, and it can cause any damage. But here the heat will be very less. This is also exothermic reaction. These are the basically when heat is liberated from any reaction, then their reaction is known as your exothermic reaction. Okay, you know well about this. What is basically the exothermic reaction is, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So initially when calcium react with water, so it sinks in a water, okay, and when it combines with hydrogen gas, when hydrogen gas will be produced in the water, they will try to come outside. Then calcium sticks with your hydrogen gas and it come to the water surface. Okay, so this happened in the case of the calcium. Okay, and it does not catch the fire. Calcium does not catch the fire. It does not catch the fire. Okay, because the heat liberated is very less. Okay, so you can say the calcium initially sinks in water. When hydrogen gas came in the form of bubble, then it stick with this it and it came outside. Okay, one more thing is that means it turns the milky. When calcium react with water, then the solution become milky due to the formation of calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide become milky. So it become whitish in color. Is it clear or not? Okay. So this is a question sometimes they used to ask. What they used to ask, so which metal when react with water, then solution turns to milky, then what you will say? It's a calcium. Calcium react with
calcium hydroxide.
the calcium hydroxide. Due to the calcium hydroxide, it become milky. Now it become clear? Okay. So you can say these are the three elements. These are the most reactive. Most reactive means what? Means these are the means element or metal these used to react with cold water. So if these elements are reacting with cold water, they can easily hot water and steam water. You can understand in this way. Okay, cold water means you can say any type of water is there. If it is in contact with potassium, sodium and calcium, it is going to react. Okay, so now coming to this part, if you are talking about this tannum and these do not react with water. Right here, do not react with water. Here you can also write do not react with H2O. Now you can see these elements. Magnesium I am just leaving. You have to come to these three elements. If you are taking these three elements, now I am just changing the color. And for this, what you need to do, you will take H2O here. H2O will be in the form of steam. What you will take here? The steam. Water will be in a steam form. And when they used to react with this water, they used to form the oxide, metal oxide. That's why I was telling you that sometimes metal react with water, it forms the metal hydroxide. Sometimes it react with water and it forms the metal oxide. So in this case, this is going to form the metal oxide. So in each cases, if you're talking about this aluminium when react this water, then it forms the Al2O3 aluminium oxide along with S2. S2 gas will be there. When zinc react with this S2O, it forms the zinc oxide ZNO along with S2. I'm not balancing it. You can balance the reaction. Otherwise, I will tell you in one more class how to balance the reaction. And when iron react, this also forms the ferric oxide, that is Fe3O4 along with S2. So these are going to react with steam. These metals are not going to react with cold water or hot water. So you can just remember this aluminium, zinc and iron, these are the less reactive. What are they? These are less reactive. And this potassium, sodium and calcium, these are the most reactive. Okay, now come to the magnesium. So you saw that the sodium, potassium, calcium react with cold water, and aluminium, zinc, iron reacts with your, you can say, steam. And if you are talking about the magnesium, so in case of the magnesium, if magnesium used to react with hot water, so this will be your hot water. And what it used to form in your NCERT, it is written that when magnesium react, then it forms the magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is formed. MgOH2 is formed, and hydrogen gas will be released. Sometimes in another book, it is also written as magnesium oxide is formed, but in your NCERT, it is written as magnesium hydroxide will be formed along with S2, means hydrogen. And one more thing you can understand, if you are talking about the zinc oxide, this zinc oxide is there. So I was discussing this zinc oxide. So if this zinc oxide is there, then this zinc oxide, if it is hot, if zinc oxide is going to be hot, if I am saying that zinc oxide is there, if it is hot, then it will have a, means it will have a yellow color. What will have it? Yellow color. And this zinc oxide is, if it is cold, then if it is cold, then it will have a, you can say, white color. White color. Okay. Now you can just revise these things with me. Take a brief look on this. So what you can say, if your metal is going to react with water, then what will happen? If sodium, potassium, calcium is going to react, it will react with your cold water. Okay. So it will react with cold water. So it is most reactive. So I told you about the sodium and potassium. If it reacts with cold water, it forms the, potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide along with hydrogen gas, and the heat will be liberated. That's why it is said as a exothermic reaction. Once heat will be liberated, then that heat will catch the fire. Catch will fire means that will burn the sodium and potassium on the surface of water, and it will have a certain flame. So in case of the potassium, it will have a purple flame or a lyric flame will be there, and in case of the sodium, it will have a golden yellow flame. Okay. If you are talking about the calcium, when calcium reacts with water, then forms the calcium hydroxide along with H2. H2 means that is your hydrogen gas will be there. And if you are talking about the water, then that will be your cold water. Okay. But heat will be not so much so that it can catch the fire. Initially, when you will put the calcium in water, it will sink in water. Then when hydrogen gas will be evolved, then it will just stick to hydrogen, and it will come outside on the surface. While in case of the sodium and potassium, it used to be, it just float on the surface of water. And when we talk about the magnesium, this magnesium is going to react with cold water, this is going to react with hot water, and this is going to form the magnesium hydroxide along with the hydrogen gas, and there will be little amount of heat will be liberated, but that will be not sufficient to catch the fire. Okay. If you are talking about the aluminium, zinc and iron, So aluminium, zinc and iron react with a steam water. So it will be react with steam water and they are going to form the metal oxide. So in case of the aluminium, it is going to form the aluminium oxide. If it is in the form of zinc, then it is going to form zinc oxide along with hydrogen gas. And if it is reacting with iron, with steam, then it will be the ferric oxide along with hydrogen gas. So these does not react with cold or hot water. These generally react with your steam water. So these are categorized as a least reactive or less reactive. Okay, and I discuss about this zinc oxide when it is when zinc oxide is very it's a hot, then its color will be yellow, and if zinc oxide is cold, then its color will be your white. Okay, I think it become clear to all of you, and I have discussed that these stannum, lead, hydrogen, means copper, Hg, Ag, Au, and Pt. These are not going to react with her. Okay, because the reaction of metal with water. Now, what we are going to discuss? We are just going to discuss reaction of metal with oxygen. I think you people have not any problem here. Okay, do you have any problem?
No, sir. No, sir.
Have you done anything on your?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
My problem.
No, sir.
Writing, right?
Mm,
Writing.
No, sir.
So just write down these things. So
Wait a second.
just
Wait a second.
okay. I'm just.
You're done.
Done?
Yes, sir.
All of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, going to the next page. Okay. So what we are going to study? Reaction of your metal with the oxygen. Reaction of metal with
Room temperature.
oxygen. Okay. So this all the reaction will be at a room temperature. We are not going to increase or decrease the temperature. So when we are discussing about with metal with oxygen, then it will be at a room temperature. Okay. So let me explain you first what happens, how we used to differentiate reaction of metal with oxygen and reaction of non-metal with oxygen. There is one more important point here. So when metal reacts with oxygen, then it forms the metal oxide. Okay? When metal reacts with oxygen, then it forms the metal oxide. And when non-metal used to react with oxygen, when non-metal used to react with oxygen, then also it forms the non-metal oxide. So what is basically the difference? The metal oxide forms on reaction of oxygen. When it is poured in water, then it forms the metal hydroxide. Metal hydroxide is basically the basic in nature. So if it is basic, you will just put the red litmus there, then that will be converted into blue. Okay? And if you are talking about the non-metal, and there is a non-metal oxide, and pouring this in a water, then that is going to form the non-metal oxide. And if you put there the blue litmus paper, then that is going to convert in red. Okay? So this is the case we are going to discuss right now. So you can just take the details. Okay? what difference you can take? There will be the metal. When it reacts with oxygen, you can say it forms the metal oxide. And this metal oxide, when react with H2O, this will be metal hydroxide. Okay? Metal hydroxide. Kindly mute. When this metal hydroxide is in contact with red litmus, then this will form the blue color. This color will change to blue. So this shows that these are a basic solution of alkaline solution. So this will be basic in nature. Basic in nature. If you are talking about the non-metal, once again there will be the reaction with oxygen. So this will be non-metal oxide, and this non-metal oxide. Time is going to work, that's why I'm just writing in a very fast. So this will be your non-metal hydroxide. Okay, so when non-metal hydroxide will form, when you will add your basically blue litmus, it will turn to red. It will turn to red. It is acidic in nature. It is acidic. Stop doing these things. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll discuss these things. We'll continue in the next class. Okay, so I'm just leaving the class here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.